want to start by asking you, what are you able to tell us about Fulton's case?
Well, it's unfortunate because any other young person in that situation gets to have the file suppressed. I'm not sure why the file was not. I'm looking into it. I can only tell you because I want to make sure there's nothing misleading out there. Mr. Fulton is pursuing Holmes Youthful Trainee Act status. He was allowed to plead to simple assault, which is not an uncommon resolution in a case like this at all.
And that's something I haven't heard of. Can you touch on what that is?
Sure.
What he's pleading for?
Sure. So the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act, that's what you're asking about.
Yes, yep.
Okay. So it's MCL 769.11, if you want to go look it up yourself. But it's been around for almost 50 years because the legislature recognized that people in a certain age bracket, and it's 17 to 24, can have youthful indiscretion. And if you're a young person and you screw up and it's not overly serious, certain kinds of cases, you're allowed to seek that status. And then if you successfully complete a diversionary period or a deferral period, then the case is dismissed and your record is clean, at least publicly.
Okay. And so the original chart, I know I looked at the court case. He was arrested on September 8th, and he had a personal bond of $1,000. Are you able to confirm if he made bond then?
Well, you don't have to make bond if it's a personal bond.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not an attorney.
They don't have criminal procedure in J school.
I know. That's why I'm a journalist, not an attorney.
Yeah. I'll tell you, because again, I don't want there to be anything misleading, but he's not in jail. He is.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Right. So I'll tell you, Mr. Fulton is not in jail just because I don't want there to be any misperception. He's pursuing what he's supposed to pursue. Still in class, still working very, very, very hard. Beyond that, I don't know that I really want to compromise what's supposed to be, a confidential process.
Okay. Was the original charge aggravated assault?
Well, I believe that's what's in the Register of Actions, even though it really should not be. The difference between aggravated assault and simple assault is where somebody suffers an injury bad enough that they have to go to the hospital. Simple assault can be simply cocking your fist when you're in a position where you can physically hit somebody.
So I read that the incident occurred at a fraternity house. I don't know if that's something you're able to confirm. Are there any details about the incident that you were willing to give us?
That part would probably be unethical for me to, as much as I'd love to tell you all about the circumstances of this situation. It's probably not fair for me to do that.
Okay. Well, knowing what you know about the case and the incident, is this something that you've seen a lot? I mean, a young person getting into a situation like this?
Yeah, I just met this young man about a month ago, but he seems like just the politest, nicest, hardest working young kid who just happens to be a student athlete. And those of us who've lived in this community for 3 decades or more, we've seen kids do stupid things a lot, and it happens. And it happens a lot during that welcoming period, for whatever reason. It's nothing that really causes me concern that there's any threat to the community out there, that somebody's getting special treatment. I'm not concerned in the least. It's something that those of us who live in East Lansing know and accept is what happens in a college town.
So what would be the maximum punishment for simple assault, if that's what he is charged with?
Sure, I think it's certainly appropriate for me to tell you that generally speaking, the maximum possible penalty for simple assault is up to 93 days in jail. Often in cases like this, prosecutors will agree under a special case law. If the judge agrees to give any jail time up front, the person can withdraw their plea. So it's sort of a kind of, in quotes, guarantee that you won't go to jail if you're sentencing.
Is there anything else that you want people to know, people to remember when they're reading, different details about the incident?
I think Luke Fulton is a really great kid who has now seen his anxiety levels spike up by a factor of 10. I I think it's too bad that for whatever reason this file was not kept out of the public view, but it happens. Man, that was like the quote of the day.
I'm so sorry.
Who's calling you?
I'm so sorry.
It's probably work texting it.
Tell them they're interrupting me.
Okay.
That was probably Claire's wife. I just want to say I think that Lucas Fulton is a great, hardworking young man who happens to be a student athlete who got fantastic grades in high school, and his anxiety level has gone up by a factor of plus 10 because of all this now media attention. It's too bad that the file was not suppressed, even though it's HYTA. We have the best imperfect system in the world, and he's dealing with it. He gets it that there is a level of scrutiny when you are in a high-profile activity for the university, but we'll get through it.
Because I know the other players' court records have not been made public. We weren't able to get access to those. Do you think it should have been the same for Fulton?
I think I'm not sure what's going on. I think that maybe is on a different track, but you'd have to talk to the East Lansing Police Department.
Okay. Anything else that you want to add that I haven't asked?
No, I'm just glad you guys got here on time, unlike the station I used to work for, I'm not sure I'm going to hang around and wait for them. Maybe they're going to get a Zoom, which is not as good, right? Zoom is not as good. When you watch it on TV,